Hello everyone, welcome back to Too Much Bricks. Thank you for clicking on this video. And in today's video is the official start of building Tython from the Mandalorian in Lego. This will be part one. Now, for those of you who have not heard about this new mock that I am going to be starting, this new mock series, definitely be sure to go check out one of my latest videos, the last video that I just recently uploaded announcing about this new mock. But just a quick little recap. So basically, I am starting Tython, which was a planet introduced to us in the Mandalorian, the Star Wars Mandalorian series, Season 2, Episode 6. And it was an awesome episode. If you do not watch The Mandalorian, I definitely suggest that you do so. And if you have not seen Episode 6, I do encourage you to do so. At the time of recording of this video, Episode 7 has recently just been dropped, which was another great episode. But as I said in my other video announcing about this mock, episode 6 of season 2 is probably my favorite out of the entire series. So I'm going to be building Tython. So that's going to be what is in this video. I've already gotten some progress done on the mock itself. So we're going to head on over to where my endgame mock used to be for those of you who originally followed my channel. And for those of you who are new, I have recently taken apart my endgame final battle mock in order to make room to build this mock and to have parts to build it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be making any Bricklink orders. I actually have a lot of parts that I've been saving and a lot of stuff that I have taken apart in order to get parts for this mock. So by the looks of things, and you'll see what I mean when I get over to the mock itself, I don't think I'm going to need to make any orders. Hopefully, I'm hoping not, since Christmas is coming up and, I have other priorities that I want to use my money for. But without further ado, let's get over to the mock. But I do want to say subscribe, drop a like if you haven't, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so here we are at the mock itself, and as you can see I have a lot of parts, as I said, over into this corner, all in those cups there and a little bit off to the side that you can't see right now. A lot of plates, and I've already started a little bit over there that we'll get into depth a little bit. I got my plan out, kind of blueprint if you will, and a little list up in the corner over there. And the light over here, sorry if the glare is really bad, is where my review studio is, so that's why I have those big review lights on right now. But this is where the endgame mock used to be, for those of you who remember, who've been following my channel for a while. So that is completely been stripped down to the gray base plates that it was originally on, and I have since then started to build a little bit. And without further ado, let's get into it. I just wanted to give you a shot of the whole thing, and as you can see, it is a relatively big mock in comparison to my hand and in comparison to minifigures that I have off to the side there. But as I said, I just wanted to give you guys an overall view so you could see all the parts that I have off to the side there. And as I start building out here, a lot of the stuff is going to have eventually be taken onto the floor. But I just have it all off the floor right now just so you guys could get a good look at it all, and so I could just have room to actually work. But as I said, I left myself a little bit of room, so I can work. But we're going to get into a closer look at all the parts themselves, at what I've done so far, and the minifigures that I'm going to be using. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here are the minifigures, the actual characters that I'm going to be having in this particular mock. Again, for those who have seen the Mandalorian series and episode 6, this will make a little bit more sense. But I'm going to try and keep an unbiased kind of description of this entire mock for those who haven't seen the Mandalorian and for those who are new. But over here we do have, spoiler alert if you haven't seen episode 6, but hopefully most of you have, Boba Fett, Fennec, the Mandalorian himself, and Baby Yoda. So I'm just going to move these guys out of the way just so I can give you a better look at Baby Yoda, because that was the actual first thing that I built, was the Seeing Stone, again for those who have seen the episode. So this is just gently placed on a couple of slopes there, but it doesn't actually clip on, and it's just half of the Lego City boulders that we get in a lot of sets. So as I said, they're not actually clipped on, so it is a little bit loose. But I have started to detail around it, just putting a little bit of plants and some 1x2 dark tan tiles. And I got the Lego's official Baby Yoda on top there. I'm really happy with how that came out. I'm excited to actually incorporate that. Now, the funny thing was, I was actually planning on making a mock. I was really excited to do so, but I couldn't really figure out what I wanted it to be. I knew I wanted it to be Star Wars, and I knew I wanted it to be from The Mandalorian, but an episode hadn't come around to where I was like, oh, I gotta make that like Navarro did, which sadly has also been taken apart in order to support this mock. But when this episode came around, I loved it, but I also forgot, like, oh, this would be a great mock to make. So me not knowing that I was still, looking for something to put here because I had already taken this apart. I built this as a separate little, assembly, just a quick little mini mock, and I was about to review it for my channel. And I was looking at it, I was like, you know what? That was such an awesome episode that I'm going to actually make a huge mock out of it, which is exactly what I did. So that's a little history on that. But here's a up close look at my custom Fennec. Now, for those who have seen my Mandalorian custom video, she was not in it because I just did recently make her very quickly. But as far as I could see from um, the picture of her, I rewatched the episode a number of times to actually get a good look at her. I think I did the best I could. That's also a custom rifle that I made for her. There were only really these 4 characters in it aside from all the stormtroopers, which we'll get to in a minute. I have my custom Mandalorian here, who was in the custom showcase. And then I do have Boba Fett over here, who has been since upgraded from the showcase. He's holding his jetpack right now. I've given him new legs, his blaster there. I still do have that head choice for him, which was Anakin when he was on Mustafar. I've given him his little shoulder cape there, since the actual showcase that has been changed. Still got the same cape, and I actually have figured out how to sling both of my custom weapons for him off his back, which I think that looks really cool, and I have since the actual showcase itself, as I said, for those who have seen it, upgraded the staff itself. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave those on, but I do like how that looks for him. And I just have these guys over here just for now. And also, you may notice this little custom bit. This was the gigantic cannon that the stormtroopers set up, again, for those who have seen the episode, to fight against Fennec. So I have built that over there. It was a very simple build. I had already made this particular turret, and I just connected it to this custom box over here. It's snapped down really good via this tube. And I do have it on a cylinder so the tube can keep that shape, since this is very hard to keep the shape since it's a very stiff Lego tube here. But the box is just tiled all around with the studded bricks, and see that hose did just pop out, but I'll fix that a little later. Now I'll give you guys a better look at what parts we have here. Let me just pick the camera up. I do have my cheese slopes over here, some regular slopes, for some rock work. A lot of parts in here, tiles, bricks, foliage over there, some 1x2 dark gray tiles, more plates, some clear tiles, some clear bricks. And then I have a cup of extras over there, which I'll get to in a minute. My blueprint, as I said, I do have a little list over there. And then I just do have some other stuff that I was working with on the ground here. Now, before I get to what I've done so far, let me give you the actual plan out in the list. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I do want to get a bunch of stormtroopers, again, for those who have seen the episode, since there were a lot attacking these guys. A troop carrier. I'm hoping to pick one of those up soon. I know our sponsor, Providence Brick Exchange, huge shout out, located in Smithfield, Rhode Island, for all your Lego needs. I believe he does have one of those, so I definitely would love to pick one of those up soon. Sniper, referring to the girl Fennec that I just showed you, that's checked off. And I do want to get Boba's complete armor, since I just showed you I only have his jetpack and his helmet, but I do want to get the torso bit at least. And then my plan out of Tython here, you can see right there. I'll refer back to that in a minute. But getting down to this cup of extras before we get into the actual work that has been done, I do have a little bit of my stormtroopers there that I've been saving up. I only have 4, sadly. And I do have these translucent type of tubes here, if you will, that I am planning to use as the force field that was created around Grogu here, or Baby Yoda, as some like to refer to him, or the child, whatever you want to call him. I'm not sure if I actually want to use these, but they're just in for consideration, as I said. And I do have a couple more weapons in there, as well as the Mandalorian's original torso, Lego's official, that I've given him Jango Fett's torso as a custom, as well as his rifle and some other bits in there. I'm not sure, again, spoiler alert, if I want to do the wreckage of the Razor Crest in this, for those who I said have seen the episode, but I might. I am saving up a couple of pieces of like destruction and stuff. I've already been testing out some rock work here. You might recognize this from my mock review on the smaller Tython that I made of featuring Boba Fett. If you haven't seen that video, definitely be sure to go check it out. This was the plate that it was on. I have since then taken it apart, sadly, but I did experiment with some rock work there. And now finally getting into what I've actually done here. You can see I have built a base 4 bricks high. So that was the plan, but I'm going to have it declining, and that's going back to my plan out there. So I'm dropping a brick here. I'm going to go 3 brick, drop to 2, drop to 1, and then drop to a plate. Because most of my mocks when I used to make them a while back were only as thick as the base plate or just 1 plate high, and kind of want to stray away from that because I really do like how the base makes them look. I just really like, I've recently been incorporating that into my mocks. But as I said, I'm going to drop them down to kind of give it kind of that rising kind of method. And I don't want to use up too much of my bricks, which we'll get to in a minute. But right now, these base plates are only connected by these 1x2s, but I'm slowly getting rid of them. As you can see, that's where this base plate meets with this one, and I built the wall over that to connect it. So this is its own separate little thing. And as I said, I do have a lot more bricks to do. But the only thing, this is really good. Now let me give you a view from the back there. You can see this is completely flush all the way to the back. I'm not going to use any bricks lining the back. I only have to finish, as much bricks as I want. Again, I'm only going up 3 bricks at least to here, then dropping 2 bricks, then maybe dropping to 1, and then tiles. So I'm not going to use up too many bricks. So I'm just going to have to figure out how I want the decline to be in the back there, since I really can't get around there. But again, that'll come in later episodes once I actually finish. And to save time and money for these bricks, instead of using them to actually support the plates itself and what I'm going to build on, I've used a lot of these clear bricks. Now I have a lot of those, and I had no use for them at all. As you can see, I have a lot of cups of them. So I decided to make use of them. For this, I'm very happy. It is kind of hollow inside. Let me see if I can give you a better look. There you go. You can kind of see a better look. Now I have positioned all these pillars, if you will, or support beams, to where this will actually be sturdy. So if I'm pressing down and building on them, it won't cave in, which is something that I really wanted to make sure I got down pat in this phase of the mock. That way, when it's all, complete and I start building and stuff starts caving in, that would just be a horrible mess. But this is extremely sturdy. There is a little bit of flexiness, but it's not too much to worry about. There might want to put a little bit into here. Again, this is nowhere near done. I might want to put a few more in there just to make it 100% sturdy. I do have a little bit of a Navarro that I saved up here that I might want to actually reuse. That was the actual oasis part. I kept my custom tree that I've had for a long time, and that little kind of oasis pond, if you will. But as I said, that's pretty much all for this video. It was a very long episode, but I'm so happy to be actually building a mock again and getting back into episodes and series once again. Now, as far as this go, this was also a part of my original Mandalorian mock Navarro, kind of the path work, but I do want to get this giant plate out because, as I said, I do have a lot of plates saved up because I do have to kind of cover all this. So you're not going to be seeing these base plates until we get to maybe kind of the end over there. And one thing before I do end this episode and head back to the normal studio that I forgot to point out is I do have some more parts off to the side here. And that's my Lego City sneak peek on a Lego City update coming soon. But I do have a lot more parts over here, a lot more bricks. The majority of bricks in there are dark gray. So I don't know if I'm going to be using those for the base itself. I might be saving those for actual rock work because I want the base to match, which was something that I did not do in my original Mandalorian mock. When I had the base, it was only 1 block high, for those who remember, and they were kind of mixed matched colored bricks, like dark gray, then some light gray, then dark gray, and then a lot of dark gray, then light gray. So it just didn't look right, but I want to have 1 matching base, as I've already started over there. And yeah, that pretty much completes it for this episode. Let me give you one last view. I believe I've covered everything. And now let's head back to the regular studio where we'll wrap up this episode. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I do hope you found this helpful. If you spotted any cool building techniques, let me know in the comment section down below if you're excited for this mock, what you want me to add, what you think I should do, what you think I shouldn't do. But there basically was just a lot of explaining in this particular episode and, getting you familiar with the mock. There wasn't actually any work done, but I'm hoping to actually do that. Oops, sorry about that. In the next episode and future episodes to come, as I'm going to actually be working on it. Once I'm finished with this video, I'm going to get some work done, have episode 2 come out, maybe do some work in episode 2. But this is going to be definitely a wide, length of time to work on this mock. I definitely don't think I'm getting it done for Christmas. It'd be nice, but I don't want to rush it. I really want to make this mock super, super nice and just, one of my best that I've ever made. I'm working really hard, using some of my new skills that I've learned. Again, huge shout out to our sponsor, Providence Brick Exchange, located in Smithfield, Rhode Island, for all your Lego needs. Definitely be sure to go check them out if you are local, but I'm hoping to get over to there, ask my friend Clint, who owns it, some advice on this mock. Maybe he can help me out as well, because he is definitely a master builder. I actually reviewed one of his Star Wars mocks, and if you haven't checked that out, definitely be sure to go check it out. I believe that was Navarro as well. And you can click my channel icon, go to playlists for any reviews you may have missed and any mock reviews that you may have missed. As I said, there wasn't too much to talk about in this particular episode, but definitely stay tuned for more content as Christmas approaches. I hopefully will be getting back with my cousin Anthony from AGL Studios. Definitely be sure to go check out his channel. Again, that's AGL Studios, and subscribe. Hopefully the cousin collabs will be able to come back, and hoping for some Christmas specials coming up soon. As always, stay tuned for more content. Thank you for watching. Definitely be sure to subscribe, drop a like if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep building.